guys, Haight Street Voice, and I'm here at Sound Minds and the new music studio on Haight Street, Haight at Clayton on, what is today? Wednesday the 18th, and we're gonna go in and check this place out and talk to the owner, Nicholas. So here we go. All right. Hi, Nicholas. So this is Nicholas. I feel like we're doing like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Like, we're in the music section.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Well, we are neighbors. This is the
That's
thing.
true.
And that's kind of what the Haight-Ashbury is about.
It is. We're bringing music back to it in a neighborly way.
We are so excited. So, Nicholas, introduce yourself, full name.
Hello, everybody. My name is Nicholas John Deanda. I live down the street here. I've been teaching in the neighborhood for a while out of my apartment. And I'm so excited, honored, and privileged to have this space to share with you guys to continue teaching music in
It's
the
so important. We're so excited. And there's no age boundary. It's not just for kids. It's not...
All ages, all types, all instrument types,
Really?
all levels. Yeah, literally.
Even horns?
Even horns,
Wow.
trumpet, saxophone, yeah, violin, viola, you name it. Even obscure instruments from around the world. Anything we don't have yet, we can get for you and figure out how to get you playing it in the neighborhood, no problem.
Well, I guess why don't you show us around, and maybe we'll end up in the piano room or back here. Let's just check out the room, y'all.
Okay,
Oh
so
my
before
God.
we see everything that you see, my wife designed for us in this neighborhood. So if you want to see more of this type of stuff in the neighborhood and in San Francisco, in Ashbury, just hit my wife up. Crystallian is her handle. But yeah, hit her up for some drafting work, and she'll get you. If you like what you saw online and at the premiere or at the grand opening, she can do that for you as well. So
Even like this little rippling.
oh
this
yeah,
effect.
all of this, like literally everything. This art installation she dreamed about for a couple months, and I just let her go for it. And it looks cool in video and on picture, but you really have to come in and see it in person. It's really cool. And then I love that she picked on this Aztec brick color, and it kind of looks like the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Feeling it, and then this little.
Yeah, she picked the lights too, everything. So yeah, right here we're gonna have baby classes in the morning. So if you have any toddlers like 3 and under, we're gonna do just like nursery folk type songs and just having them, shaking maracas and tambourines. We'll have stuffed animals for like old MacDonald had a farm and all that type stuff. So yeah, musical immersion. We're calling it cherub rock.
How do I spell that?
Cherub, like CH.
Cherub,
Yeah,
like a cherub?
rock. Yeah, after
cherub
the
rock.
Smashing Pumpkins song.
Ah.
And that's just musical immersion for the toddlers in the neighborhood. Because I know I skate every morning at Waller. The past 4 or 5 years, I've noticed there's a lot of toddlers in the neighborhood. So bring them here. Let's play some music every day for half-hour sessions. You don't have to sign up. Just come through. It's $20 for a half hour, basically. Bring the stroller. You can chain it to the fence. Yeah. But let's keep checking things out. So eventually, we'll have somebody here to greet all the time.
Yeah.
We have some retail merchandise stuff. We have harmonicas that say Haight-Ashbury Sound Minds. We got egg shakers, guitar picks. And then as our client base grows, we're gonna have more inventory of like guitar strings, drumsticks. Eventually we will have guitars here, but right now we have ukuleles, and that's about it.
Okay.
Let's get into the studio. So
Yeah.
these are soundproof. We built these out to be super noise resistant. These are pretty much set up. We have a couple more things to set up, but this is for like a one-on-one private lesson for guitar, ukulele. We can even plug in keyboards and get some rudimentary piano lessons started in a place like this. Voice lessons too, just anything that needs a smaller space.
And so you had to soundproof all the, not soundproof,
Yeah, we'll
but
get
sound barrier. You'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get into that as we
Okay,
go.
cool.
And then,
Your lead, I'll shut up.
We'll have more retail here. For now, it's mostly decorations. But if you want to start supporting, we have stickers and pins, and every dollar really helps us keep the lights on.
Yeah.
So, my buddy's a fabricator, metal fabricator, or he was for a little bit, and he custom designed these for me.
Gorgeous.
It's really cool.
Gorgeous.
We had Babylon burning downtown. print these out for us, which is really cool. My buddy Zach that works there.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
How much are the shirts?
I have a price point, but they're like, I want to say like $20 for the shirts, $40 for hoodies.
And then to add this beautiful train, I am like in love with this train image. Like, where did that come from that you had for your group?
That, we looked up a bunch of 60s posters because we wanted to catch the vibe. I grew up listening to Grateful Dead, Jefferson Airplane, so it's no surprise that I'm doing this here. And so we really wanted to have imagery that kind of honored and matched the neighborhood, but that was still like family friendly, like you could read it still. I know some of them are like super heady and like you really can't read anything. So we tried to do a little bit of both. And these came out really good. We designed these.
It's gorgeous.
Thank
It's
you so
absolutely
much.
gorgeous.
Yeah, we
It's
have
absolutely gorgeous.
We have the posters of these for sale. If you missed
Cool.
the event, want to look at these and be inspired in your home, come on down and get one.
Yeah. All right.
And then this is really fun. I just had a drum student today, first drum student. And this is a drum set I bought in high school because I was sick of people having the excuse of like, I don't want to bring my drums over, man. So I just bought one. And then there was no excuse. But the Ace Ventura trick, try that out real quick with the drums and see how quiet this is.
Okay.
So open it.
Okay.
It's not 100% noise proof, but it's 2 code.
Yeah.
And we're not going to bother any of the neighbors that live above us or any of the retailers that are next to us.
That must have been a big deal.
It was
you had
a
to
big
get permits.
No, because I know what the decibels are, and I did my due diligence and research. We got quiet rock sheetrock, and then we got like this denim quiet insulation, basically. So we're good to go there.
Man, that is so exciting.
And I love the light fixtures.
Yeah,
They're so
gorgeous,
cool.
man.
So we have a bathroom for our patrons,
Okay.
Not to the public, but as we all know in this neighborhood, it's tough out here.
Yeah.
Eventually, we're not 100% done, we're like 98% done. We'll have a couch here and more retail here and more retail behind you. We'll have a counter here for like a guitar tech.
Yeah.
So if you need your guitars set up or restrung, you can bring them here. We'll have that service in a couple weeks. Give me a couple weeks to get inventory going.
Fantastic.
We just had that party, so.
Yeah.
Now,
Dude, it was popping.
I appreciate
It was
everyone
poppin'.
that came. So my wife, these were in our house forever. I've just picked these up off the light poles over the years, because they just get thrown away anyway.
Yeah.
And my wife, she's also a master framer, so if you need any artwork frames, she does that as well.
Ooh, this is huge.
Crystal. Yeah, we
Good
love
to
Bowie.
know.
And the couch here is for like parents or siblings or anybody that's waiting for somebody while they're in a lesson and you don't really want to be facing the public. You can kind of get back here and
Chill
read a
out.
book or do homework or whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
And this I'm super stoked for. This is something I've been wanting to do for a really long time. One of the things that makes me, one of the things I know makes me a good teacher is I listen for what a student is lacking in guidance. I don't really listen for like where you're at. I listen for like where you're coming from and where you're going, like where you're headed. And so, but I know that one of the things that I haven't been able to offer that would really help all my students out is being able to offer group lessons. I didn't have the guts in middle school to do band. There's, you gotta put yourself in middle school mind, and there's a lot of stigma, and I just didn't have the guts for that. But I always wish I had an opportunity to play with other people, because you get better quicker. You just learn a lot more about yourself and music and the world around you when you play with other people. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. And especially with all the lessons I took growing up, that should have been available, and it really never wasn't. So if you're into rock and roll and pop music and just anything that's not jazz or classical, we're gonna do that here as well, obviously, but all music, literally from around the world, which I guess kind of brings us to me.
Yes. Thank
so
you. Thank you for having us here.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
Haight
It's
Street
my
Voice
pleasure.
loves you. We're stoked.
I'm stoked to see everybody and
yes.
hear what everybody sounds like too. Honestly, there's a lot of music in this neighborhood, in this city that I get to hear firsthand. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
But I was born in Seattle, and shortly after that, like 10 months later, My family moved to Madrid, Spain, randomly. And I lived there for about 8 years in the 90s. And that's where I started to play music. I was 3 years old, and I took piano lessons at 3 years old. This is a family heirloom. We're gonna be upgrading our pianos, but I thought for the time being it'd be kind of cool. This is over 100 years old. It's been to Alaska. It's been in Seattle. Now it's in San Francisco. See, it's not too bad for how old it is. But yeah, I started piano at 3 years old. I'm one of 7 siblings.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm the middle child. There's 5 girls and 2 boys. And so I started piano at 3, and I continued lessons until I was about 10 or 11. And I stopped taking piano lessons for a little bit, and then I got a drum set. I saved up for a drum set, and my mom got me drum lessons for a couple of years. And then at a certain point, when I was like 13, I stole my sister Carly's guitar from her closet because she never played it. And me and my brother would teach ourselves like the James Bond theme and like, you know, just riffs and little ditties. And then after a couple years of that, I realized I could actually like make controlled noises on the instrument. So I just started practicing a lot and taught myself guitar. And then my buddy dropped a bass off at my house and I learned that. My mom bought a ukulele from Costco randomly, and I learned that in a couple months.
Did your whole family play music too?
No, everyone, like, my siblings all took lessons for sure. My mom took a little bit of piano, but, and we all kind of grew up going to church and singing in choir a little bit when we were really little. But no, everyone liked music, and some of them liked to play, but a lot of them, it was kind of like classical, do what you're told, read the notes on the staff type stuff. And I was kind of just the only one that would play and make noise and just make things up and just figure it out. And so, yeah, I'm mostly self-taught, honestly.
Let me ask the hippie question. What sign are you?
What sign am I? Actually,
Yeah.
I'm this side. My birthday's on Saturday.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm a cusper. I'm a Virgo Libra.
All
cusp.
right.
So
Happy birthday, man.
I really
I'm glad I
appreciate
asked.
it. Virgo season. But yeah, so my mom got me banjo when I was 18. Figured that out too. Figured out mandolin. I can play a little bit of violin and stuff. And then I went to college at SFSU. I'm a Gator.
Woo, Gators!
And
Bun Fong Terry, shout out.
there was this really cool program called World Music Modern Musicianship, and it wasn't jazz or classical. It was all the types of musicians that fall in between. So it was really cool because I got to rub shoulders with musicians from around the world. I got to listen to and study music from around the world. And then at one point, one of my friends left a saxophone in my garage, and I did myself the service of taking all the theory that I was learning musically and figuring out how to play that theoretically on a saxophone. And I've never had a lesson on saxophone. So by the end of doing that, I actually taught myself how to play saxophone pretty decently. You know, I'm not like, I'm no John Coltrane or anyone like that, but I could play a saxophone. I could teach you how to play saxophone and any other wind instrument, trumpet, trombone, flute, all of those. I play over 20 instruments, and anything I don't know how to learn or how to play, I can learn quickly and teach it to you.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Thank you for all of this. And this
Yeah.
we're winging
That's a
it
lot,
here.
I know.
No, it's fun. No, it's freaking awesome. You're making my job beautifully, wonderfully smooth. Thanks for letting me be here and doing this because I'm so excited about this. I would imagine you've been in a lot of bands over the years. So is your thing more that you're focused, you just feel more of a yearning to teach rather than be a rock star? Let's put it simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
So that's actually funny because a lot of the teaching that I had was like, not abusive or anything like that, but it was just bad. Like I could tell they were teaching me enough to get another check from my parents. And as a child, and I could tell that as a child. So like that just put a bad taste in my mouth. And I never wanted, I had bad examples. I never saw how you could have a life doing that with integrity. It never equated from my experience, right? So when I went to school for music, because I went for urban studies and city planning, I really like architecture.
My dad and my brother both architects in the Bay Area.
I love that. But halfway through, I had a change of heart, and I switched to music because I knew that it was like, it really made me happy on earth. Like no matter what, music makes me really happy. No matter
Music's like mobile architecture in a way. You
Yeah.
know, movement. It
Mhm.
moves. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see it, you can't touch it,
Yeah.
you feel it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really weird.
Yeah.
So I switched to music, and I switched to music with surrendering to God almost. Like I didn't know what would happen for me musically, but I knew that if I committed to it 100% and took it super seriously, something would happen for me. I didn't know what, but I just had full faith and hope in music alone. And God just kind of put a lot of things in front of my path that showed me that I was really good at teaching music, actually. And then I noticed how good it made me feel. And then I saw like how well I was treated, not just monetarily, but by people. Like people take me seriously when I'm as a musician, and that's something that's been really hard for me in my life, but it's been really cool. Like been super rewarding. I never thought just committing myself to music would lead to this. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit about the actual process of, I mean, this is an amazing spot for an amazing dude that has an amazing mission, but like making this happen, I mean, have you been at this since pre-COVID? Have you been thinking of this area, blah, blah,
I had this in my head for years. Probably about 8 years total. That logo that you see out front, I the first iterations of that were like 6-7 years ago at this point.
Okay.
And I didn't really know what I was gonna do. I was trying to I worked at Airbnb in their lounge teaching private lessons to their I was just doing a bunch of weird freelance stuff, and I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do. But the group lesson thing was something that I really wanted to do. And I'm really excited to do that here. I can't wait for you guys.
This is the room, ladies and gentlemen.
We're going to have jam nights too.
Ooh.
Like Grateful Dead night, blues night, jazz night. Pay like $40, something like that, $50 for 2 hours, meet some neighbors, pick some tunes, and jam.
What's the capacity in this room? How many can do that?
Probably, I would say 5.
Okay.
5 to 6 people maximum, but that's enough. We don't really need too many more people. It gets real noisy beyond that, and you really got to know your assignment if you're going to play with people. While
we're on that subject, let me just ask this, because all my friends that are my neighbors and musician, blah, 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 I know a lot of musicians in the hood, clearly. Are you going to maybe have some sort of like monthly people can show up and listen to a band, or a gathering?
Okay, so
a speakeasy.
So my wife is a fine artist, and I'm a musician, and we know a lot of artists in the area, and we're always we're stoked to meet more. We're talking about doing certain types of community events and shows. Yeah. We're not really sure what that looks like. We might do a sip and paint night here. We're not sure. We have a lot of things that we kind of want to do for the community, but at the very base value, we're gonna part of our curriculum will be quarterly recitals. So we will have a winter, spring, summer, fall, solstice, equinox recital to honor the seasons, and all of our students are expected to play those, and I'm really hoping to have original music at these, on top of covers and what our students have been working on. But we want songwriting to be a pretty focal point of music, because again, I one thing that makes me good at teaching is I know what I missed out on. And so one of the things that I missed out on was how to write music and how to record music. And that's something that we kind of want to make a standard of our curriculum. We'll teach you how to read the music for your instrument. We'll teach you how to play your instrument too. But we'll also teach you how to write the music that you want to hear and the music that you want to play. And we'll help you record that so that you could share it with the world. Because this is the 21st century, so electronics and stuff like that are part of the musical idiom. Like that's part of the language. And like DJ lessons, like all that, like all music. I'm very dead serious about that. And if you think your instrument's too weird, try me. I'll figure out how to get that happening.
The spoons?
Yeah, whatever.
Do you have a recording capacity in here? Maybe not yet. You're planning to?
We're doing the laptop Ableton stuff right now.
Perfect.
So just super, living room studio.
Yeah.
But,
look what I'm doing for a magazine.
Exactly. But as time goes on and the client base fills up, we'll definitely have enough capacity to be able to get you guys all kinds of cool equipment, for real. Yeah.
Now, what about Mr. Natural over there? So this is a healthy competition. When you first were constructing this joint, and I walked by and was like, "What's going on in here?" And you said, "I said, what about Mr. Natural?" And you said that it's a healthy. It's a healthy
competitive relationship
Yeah.
that I'm trying to have. Like, I want to have our students play with all of the other businesses that do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take business from anyone really.
Yeah.
I think this is an underserved community. By all means, if you like Mr. Natural style, go for it. I love Mr. Natural. I've met him a couple times.
Good point. It's an underserved community. There's a lot of people that want to learn.
And I know he is right there for sure. But and I've talked to him before, and he's a super cool dude.
Yeah.
Like I said, go for him if you want to. But we have a bit of a different thing that we have going on here, I think.
Yeah.
You do. If this isn't your flavor, by all means, go to him. Yeah.
And Amoeba Records, have you tapped into them? They.
Oddly enough, I was talking to them about 2019, and you remember the old medical doctor's licensing up above?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
So that was vacated after the 2017 legislation.
You mean for medical marijuana?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I actually got my card up there. I didn't know how to do it.
We all went up there.
How does this work?
So with the 2017 legislation, that office was null and void, kind of. They lost a lot of clientele. So that had been vacant for a couple years. So I was talking to Joe at Amoeba.
Joe Goldmark. Love you, Joe.
Yeah, I was talking to him about renting that space up above, because I thought that would have been like a perfect integration of space where there's a record store and then there's a music store. That would have been perfect. Anyway, we all know what happened in 2020, so that all died. And I was thinking Coal Valley mostly, just because of family-friendly, children-type stuff, And this was like 4 or 5 years ago, okay? And also just like the price point, right? Haight Ashbury is a super, super, super coveted. We all know what happened to Ruka, right? This is a big deal. This is an international place.
The music store.
Yeah, and it's a
Club Deluxe.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's a privilege to have business on this street.
That's kind of my initial thing. Is like, God bless you for landing this, man.
So that's why I was thinking Coal Valley and surrounding-ish areas, just for many logistical reasons, it would probably be easier. And then I don't know, God just literally put this in front of me. The prices were good, the time was right, people are tired of the vacancies, and so I was hoping to grow into Haight Ashbury eventually. I had no idea I was gonna start on Haight.
This just feels so freaking right. It just feels so freaking right, man. You're looking at Haight. It reminds me of the story of Jerry Garcia playing in the back down in Palo Alto, like on New Year's Eve, I think it was. He was just banging out the banjo, and Bob Weir heard him and walked all the way to the back, and there's Jerry. It's the same kind of people are doing stuff. The Haight's out there. I mean, it's just such a perfect spot. It's just the only thing we need to do is get rid of that bus stop. Tell me about that.
The bus stop, I don't really want to talk to.
Okay, sorry, politics. We're not. I don't do politics, but we look forward to that.
I do music, baby.
Yeah.
That's all.
And we possibly look forward to that maybe not being where it is right now. That's just maybe I'm sending my own.
I love the bus stop.
Yes, it's
the shelter seems to be a shelter for crime and not for citizens. Yeah. So I'm not here to tolerate bad behavior, and that's what seems to happen.
Yeah. Anyway, let's end on a good note. Let's walk back to the front, and I can't wait to come and play the blues.
Yeah, anytime, come through.
Yeah.
Especially while we're growing our client base, come hang out, come play.
I will. Well, don't you be careful what you wish for.
Because at some point I'm going to get way too busy to just hang out.
I know you are. You're going to be. You are. I know you are, dude.
Today was a really cool day. We had our first drum lesson. Woke up this morning to a beautiful email.
So today, and how many lessons have you had since you opened?
I think 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally I teach about 70 to 80 students a week.
When you say normally, that was at the Airbnb kind of stuff, and
that kind
out of your house
times
over there.
70 to 80 students, and that's not crazy for me. I'm here for it. There's nothing I would rather do than play music with you all day. If I could get more students than that, even better.
So let's say you're back there. I'm trying to do a day in the life of Nicholas. So you're back there. You're teaching a student. I come in, I'm like, I want to take a lesson. So there'll be somebody sitting here.
There will be somebody.
And they'll say, well, he's booked until 5 today, or he has nothing until tomorrow, and then book a session and come back.
Exactly.
Is that the idea?
Exactly.
Okay.
And like I said, I went to SFSU. I've been playing music my whole life, and I've been living here half of my life. So At this point, I do know a lot of professional musicians around the Bay Area, and as the need grows, we will be hiring more teachers as well. So I'm not going to be the only one teaching here. We'll have a whole community of mentors for people to come and learn music.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And to wrap it up, I won't take any more of your time. God, it's so pretty.
Thank you.
And what's your, I'm sorry, your wife's name again?
Crystal.
Crystal. How do I spell
Britt.
Crystal?
Crystal Britt. Crystal.
And then what was the last part?
Britt.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's her handle?
Her handle is Crystallion.
Crystallion. Okay.
Yeah, I think it has like 5 L's.
Okay, well,
Just
I'll
type
put
in
that in the notes.
Crystal and just put a bunch of L's and you'll see her come up.
Fantastic. I look forward to hanging out with you guys. I didn't get to have
likewise.
a glass of champagne, so we'll do that some other date.
Neither did I.
I know. God, you had a spread and a half, and of course Dean Preston was in here. That was rad. I mean, that was,
Thank you everybody that came out. I had so much fun and seeing every age and demographic of people like that. I kind of saw that in my mind's eye. I had waking dreams about it, and to see it in real life. Like, thank you for making my dreams come true. Everybody that came, really appreciate it.
Thank you for making our dream. I mean, I've been like, where's the music? Last question. This is the Haight Ashbury. I ask this at all the interviews I do, but this Haight Street Voice is hyper local with a global perspective. What would you like to say to the Haight community? Hi. Let alone communities everywhere.
Hyper local
With a
with
global-
soy mestizo. I'm half Mexican. I'm Latino, so I'm like half of my family is from here, and I live a block away. And then global perspective is I've lived and traveled many places in the world, and I've also not just dedicated myself to music, but to all music, no matter where it comes from in the world. So I think I match the vibe of the Haight Street Voice. At least I hope I do.
Yay, thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Come on down here and, like you said, play a tambourine,
Let's
hit
jam.
the maracas. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, man.
Bye, everybody.
Yay,
See you soon.
we'll see you soon. Woo!